Hello, my wonderful and amazing people. You see, the reason why I like to this DP Family Law Clinic, because this lawyer will take his time to explain what the Constitution says and what is fundamentally right, and what is fundamentally unconstitutional. So right now, he has explained it in details what actually happened and what Benedicta did from the beginning, right from the get-go, when she went ahead and filed for divorce against her husband, that the freeze was not in the known, allegedly according to the court filings that Benedicta filed. I tell una say news, the truth go come out of this matter. And I know say DPA lawyers na very good lawyers from the US. So he said, I'm going to let you all listen to him. The main cocoa document, the initial document that Benedicta and her ex-husband filed, there was nothing like Daddy Freeze in it. Until later, when he started seeing Daddy Freeze with Benedicta, the man had to go back. After maybe one or two several sections in the court, he now went to go back and changed his whole filing, which should be against the law, because that is, what do you call that again? That is, when I remember the thing I could talk about. That man don't manipulate those papers. That's a falsification of records. That's the word I was looking for. Falsification of records. Because your initial filing should stand. You shouldn't go back and falsify the records again. May I not go make this video too long. Please listen to DPA lawyers.
Looking into this story and the case of Daddy Freeze and the judgment of the High Court, Port Harcourt, which has been upheld on appeal by the Court of Appeals sitting in Port Harcourt. We are interested in that story, but it may not be for the same reason as you are. I think it's an important case deserving of our attention, and our principal goal is to educate DPA members, to keep them informed of what is going on, to make sure they understand what it is, to place them above the average person in terms of the understanding of that controversy. We don't have the goal of favoring anybody. Our goal is not to favor Daddy Freeze or to make him look good. And it's not to demonize him, as some of you have done. This case, though personal, in the light of the fact that it deals with someone we all know, Daddy Freeze and his wife, it is actually not a personal matter. It is a profound statement about Nigerian law, its adequacies and its deficiencies. The mistake many would make is to think that Daddy Freeze committed adultery in that immoral sense of the word. And I'm seeing that many people are already judging him and condemning him. I think that is mischief. As I look at the social media news, I am seeing a whole lot of very disturbing captions that are not fair. One of them says Daddy Freeze adultery scandal. Another one says Daddy Freeze really slept with a married woman. Another one says Daddy Freeze to very dark man,
Daddy Freeze,
and all that sort of things on social media. It's unfair, it is wrong, it is ignorance and failure to understand what is happening. Daddy Freeze married a woman who had been married before.
Exactly.
Before Daddy Freeze and that woman, Miss Benedicta Elechi, before Daddy Freeze met that woman, the woman had filed a divorce petition in court.
Can you imagine?
She had indicated clearly that she did not want to continue the marriage with her husband. She had taken a fundamental step to terminate the marriage. She was separated from her husband at that time. She was a single woman, except for the fact that she was technically married.
Can you imagine?
In Nigeria, divorce petition could take years. So this woman filed for divorce, and while the divorce was pending, she met Daddy Freeze, and and they started a relationship which became intimate, resulting in a pregnancy. At that moment, that man, the husband of this woman, went and amended his grounds for petition. Initially, his ground for petition, in the original petition and his answer to the petition filed by his wife, he did not mention daddy freeze. But in the course of their divorce proceeding, the woman and daddy freeze started a relationship. And the man discovered it. And the man went back to his documents and said, hey, wait a minute. I now know the man she was sleeping with. And he pointed at daddy freeze. Incidentally, the relationship between the man and the daddy freeze had resulted in a pregnancy from daddy freeze. So this man latched on that and argued that his wife committed adultery. And his definition of adultery was that she slept with another man before the court dissolved the marriage. So now let me ask you, when does the marriage come to an end? Does the marriage come to an end when the court finally pronounces that the marriage has come to an end?
No.
Or does the marriage come to an end when the woman or the man have decided to end the marriage and file papers in court to that effect?
Yes.
So there are two ways to deal with the judgment of divorce in that case. You can say that the judgment of divorce relates back to the date of filing.
Yes.
If the judgment of the divorce of Benita relates back to the date of filing, then she was divorced before she met Daddy Freeze.
Exactly.
Or does it start functioning from the date of filing? You can go in either direction depending on what your purpose is. But I want you to understand something that is patently unfair and which affects all Nigerians. And that is this. Our judicial system delays divorce cases for 4 or 5 years.
That's my problem.
There are divorce cases that last 5 years in court. Now I ask you a question. When a woman has separated from her husband, returned bride price, and filed for divorce petition,
that marriage is over.
Between that moment of filing divorce petition and the 4 years it will take for the courts to give a judgment, what is the woman supposed to do? The woman is supposed to avoid sex because some courts, some incompetent and corrupt courts are sitting and dragging the case. It's unfair.
Very, very.
It is unacceptable. Nigerians should not be fooled by such nonsense. If the courts want to take 4 years to divorce cases, they must understand that they're holding the life of somebody in the balance. So you are telling me that if a woman files for divorce and the divorce takes 4 years to resolve, the woman should not have sex? Is that fair? Is that logical? Absolutely not. So if you are condemning Daddy Freeze, you are ignorant, you are being unfair, you don't understand the nuances.
As long as the bride price has been returned.
I understand the argument of Daddy Freeze. When that judgment landed, Daddy Freeze went on appeal. Why did he go on appeal? He saw something unfair, something unjust. And that thing was that a woman who had filed for divorce, who had been separated from her husband for years, is expected not to have sex. Do you expect that? No. That's why he went on appeal. But the problem is that I don't know if his lawyers knew how to argue that point.
Yeah.
I don't think that Daddy Freeze lawyers understood how to argue that point precisely. Otherwise, he is justified to go on appeal and he's justified to take this matter to the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And his argument is very simple, very, very simple, which is when a woman filed for divorce and has separated from her husband and had lost all contact and communication with the husband,
yes,
what should the woman do? Should she abstain from sex for as long as it takes the lazy and inefficient courts to decide those cases? The answer should be no.
Justice Department.
Otherwise, it is an additional punishment of victims of domestic abuse.
Exactly.
Your husband abuses
Emotional
you.
abuse.
You left him. You filed for divorce, and the judge decides to wait 4 years on the divorce cases, and the woman is now stopped from having sex. In the meantime, the man could have sex. The man could even remarry. For men, it is okay. For women, it is not okay. So the judgment of the Court of Appeal of Port Harcourt, in its implications, is fundamentally unfair, fundamentally unconstitutional, because it places on women burden that is not shared by men.
Fundamentally unconstitutional.
A peculiar hardship that's not evenly shared between men and women. So Daddy Freeze is right, and please stop accusing him of adultery. Stop trying to make all kind of nonsense out of it. I have my criticism of Daddy Freeze. As I have told you, I did not like what Daddy Freeze did when he encouraged Sarah Martins to castigate
I don't like it too. That's why I stopped watching his show.
But that doesn't mean
for a long time
that we can insult him and accuse him. It is unfair to see his wife coming to explain and to defend and deny and justify. She shouldn't bother. She is right. She is right. If you leave your husband, file for divorce, you should be able to continue your life.
Exactly.
Your life should not be frozen. So that is the issue before the Supreme Court. That must be argued.
My people, now don't hear that the Freeze is not guilty. I mean, if the woman file for divorce, bride price don't return, who be the judge and this thing? They don't do the traditional one come up for road. So why would they say that? I'm not even bothered about that Freeze right now. All I'm worried about is Queen May. Honestly, because this the Justice High Court, make una no delay. I won't say that this year October, una must give us judgment. Make una grant that divorce petition. Well, this woman, she has a life she need to move on. She's young, she's pretty. Now go just say make the woman just day like that. No, we no go agree. This year 2024, we no go agree. Is hashtag Free Queen May 2024. Hashtag Free Queen May. Please share this video. Thank you, my people, for watching. God bless you. Please share this particular video of DPA explaining this divorce adultery thing. It is very, very important for every woman to know. Please share it. Thank you.